This plant that we're looking at here with this very thick thicket and large arching limbs that are coming out of the top of it is MultiFlora rose. In the mid-70s, conservation organizations told local farmers to use this as a living fence on their property. And they actually gave them out cuttings of this plant to put along their areas to restrict movement of cattle from one area to another. Over the years, however, due to this plant's ability to produce a lot of seeds and have a large white blossom that attractive native fowl, it has jumped off the farm and reestablished itself in these habitats, these native habitats. It also has the ability from these arching limbs to come down and go back into the ground and form another plant, which then in turn forms another plant, and continue to do this. And its prolific seed production allows it to be spread easily by native fowl. The other problem with this plant is that it produces has a thorny base, and in being that it's in a thicket in a park recreational area, it'd be very detrimental for small children to run into. To identify this plant, the easiest time of the year to identify it is in the early spring. It blooms with a prominent or small white flowers that are cover pretty much the whole plant, and a red berry. These flowers attract birds that are migrating back into the area, who then eat the berries and then defecate the seeds along fence rows, right under trees, and above power lines. It has these small tear-shaped leaves. It comes in these thicket types of areas, but it has thorns all covering the base of the stem here. The arching limbs are another easy way to identify this plant. The last way to identify this plant is at the base of the leaves here of the stem are these hairy structures, which also helps you to get an idea of what you're dealing with. Now I want to talk a little bit about some of the ways that you can remove this plant from your property. Some of the equipment I've brought along today are just a pair of pruning shears, small hatchet if I need to, if it's like larger than the pruning shears, meaning the plant. Some oil-based herbicide, and also got a can here of pruning seal. You can mow this plant down with like a bush hog, but mowing alone won't prevent this plant from coming back. It will come back. What you need to do is you need to cut the plant down at its base, cut it down here at the bottom, and remove the plant, and then seal or apply some herbicide to the stumps. Another piece of equipment that's very handy when dealing with this plant is a nice sturdy pair of thick leather gloves so these thorns won't get on you. When you get up in here and you want to rip the plant out, keep pulling till the plant's gone. Now that you remove the plant and cut it off here at the base, we want to make sure this plant doesn't regrow from these stumps. So using an oil-based herbicide, we want to coat the stumps. I've had a lot of farmers that tell me they like to use a herbicide called Crossfire. Does really good at this. And I've had other people that have purchased a small can that has a brush in it that's a oil-based herbicide, and you paint the stumps. You could also use a pruning seal, which is just basically almost like a black paint, and spray it over the tops of the stumps, and that prevent any moisture coming in there and starting the plant from growing again. I wanted to restate that if you decide to bush hog this plant down in a big thicket, you need to go back and mark each one of these stumps and apply either the herbicide or the pruning seal so that the plant wouldn't grow back. But in large infestations, bush hogging it down and locating the stumps is probably the best method of eradication.